Hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. As always, if you're new to my channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, as it lets me know that you appreciate the content I'm putting out for you as a new content creator. Alright guys, so here in my new studio, I'm going to be recording a deck profile for you guys. So with the upcoming format coming up, there's a lot of controversy surrounding around the Fire King engine, and I wanted to tell y'all that I still think that this deck is explosive on a semi-budget. And what I mean semi-budget is I think you do have to play one card in the extra deck. It's unfortunate, but with Rarity Collection around the corner, maybe it will drive a reprint. But I wanted to show you guys that you don't have to stress out by going and buying a new Snake Eyes card or buying the bonfires, that you can still play Fire King from your structure deck and still be very explosive. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into my deck profile and the way I'm playing the deck, and I'm playing it with Tri-Brigade. So I'm playing three Fractile, which is your starter, lets you Foolish Barrel itself, pretty much lets you send from the hand to Foolish Barrel. 3 kit. What's important about the kit is all 6 of these are fire, so it is essential to your Fire King combo. You can pop this out of the deck, or you can pop it with the Fire King spell card, so it makes for really strong and impactful turn 1 boards. Then for the rest of the Tri-Brigade engine, I'm playing 2 Nervault, 1 Kirez. I see some deck profiles playing 2, just 1 and 1, and that's very, very incorrect. With a lot of testing, you have to have the second Nervault. It comes up more than you would honestly. It comes up more through the testing than what people are showing you. So this is the correct lineup for the Tri-Brigade monsters to play. And what's also cool about the Fire King stuff is they're Winged Beast Warrior monsters, so they actually go they pair hand in hand with Revolt to make a explosive Link 4 plays. And then for the Fire King engine, we play the best normal summon in the deck, which is the Fire King Ponix. This card does so much for you. It can be a normal or special summon depending on the circumstances, but what it's doing is it's searching your sanctuary to get to your fill card. So it's very important. Or it can search your searchable board breaker that you play in the deck. So we play 3 of the chicken. Also, he comes back on the standby phase. A lot of my friends are actually getting to know the Fire King deck a little bit, and I'll do the caca thing with it. They just think it's kind of funny because I mean he is a chicken. In this build, you have to max out on Kieran. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You want to be able to see Kieran in your hand as fast as possible. So as fast as possible, or most consistent as possible. So you want to put Kieran at a maximum to be able to see it. And then we play the 2 Garunics. I do see people playing 3 and 1, and I do think that's incorrect as well. The second Garunix does come up just to be able to help push for boards or just push for game. He gets an attack buff when he pops something by half, so that's pretty cool. So if you pop Kieran, you essentially get a 1200 point buff on him. But his purpose is that he can bring himself back for just as a body to make Link, or to make your XYZ play. And then we play 1 Avatar, 1 Rongbali. I try to convince myself that this is a bad card, but in theory, that there is tans that it comes up that you could chain block with it to summon it, and then it gives you a spell and trap negate. And then we play Barong. So most of y'all here probably coming to this deck profile know of the Fire King engine, but the basic line of play is you go Ponix, search for Sanctuary effect to activate the fill spell, and then you pop the Ponix, and then you add Garunix. Garunix puts itself onto the board. It can put itself on the board during the chain because it was technically seen on the time of the ad. And then you pop Barong, and then that was basically your 1 card combo. And they kind of help make our combos facilitate. It's just a hair bit more consistent. We want to play 3 fire formation Tinky. Now the attack buff does semi come up, but not all the time. But you essentially if you can just see chicken plus Fractile, you're in a good spot. And this is essentially giving you 3 more copies of Fractile. Or in some cases, you may add the Arvada. And if your hand is just good enough to where you can special summon, you could just stick the Arvada down on just special summon a bunch to get your combo. You can just stick the Arvada down on the board just to have the Omni monster negate. We played 2 and 2 of these. I was playing 2 and 3. I was playing 3 and 3. This is the correct ratio. With this deck, you only really need to activate this once to here, and even sometimes you don't honestly have to have this to play the game. So I think that just the other 2 copies could have been can be flexed for something else, so that's why I played it 2 and 2. And it's also searchable off Ponics, so just that's something to keep in mind. I consider this a combo starter 1-for-1 because you can pitch a card out of your hand, add the special to Ponics, so you know, 1-for-1 really good generic starter card. And then the last target we play off of the Ponics itself is a Skyburn. Just to be able to blow up your board, to blow up your opponent's board, just makes up so much advantage because the Fire King stuff for the most part can actually trade itself back in. So this card is never dead. It just can clear a board and helps you push for OTKs. So, and then we play the 1 Revolt. Don't know what to say about Revolt. Revolt's it's just so good. It's so good for this deck. It's just so good for this engine. Then for the last, I don't like to really put my non-engine ahead. I want to put my non-engine at the front. I play these hand traps. I play 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Imperm, and 1 Callby. These all serve a multi-purpose in the deck because Ash is a fire you could pop. You could pop with the Fill spell to add a card, and it's also hits like 120 cards in the game. Fake Valor is not only is it a pseudo Imperm, it actually could come up as a special summon later on in a combo to help push for your board. Imperm as a second set disruption, and then Callby because we are going to be going into a heavy hand trap format. So Callby can kind of help facilitate that to the best it can when you see it. So that's what we play in there. Clean 40 card main deck. I'm not going to show y'all like a side deck, but I will show you what I'm playing in the extra deck, and I'm also going to be making a couple of changes to it. It's just at the moment I'm waiting on cards, and I do got a proxy in here, so y'all don't butcher me too bad for that. But I'm playing 1 Glint Karibo. There is a combo that you can do that you can normal Ponics, activate Ponics effect, link to you can go to Karibo, special out Kiraz, link 2 into Baron Blossom, but it doesn't come up. This is going to end up getting cut for Relinquished Animer because a lot of people play into that, and I think that would be a better utility spot than that. But if you don't have Relinquished Animal and you have one of them, just play that. It comes up. I'll play 1 Sovereign Great Almirage. As much as I've been trying to convince myself this isn't good either, I think on the fact that if you normal summon Kid or you normal summon a hand trap, this is actually, plus the Fire King Island, this is actually a combo starter. So I think that you had to play that. I think you play Anima and Almirage. Then that's all we play for the Link ones. And for the Link 2s, we played a 1 Wolf, 1 Baron Blossom, 1 Hita, so basically punish the mirror, or you can just punish people who play Ash on you. A lot of times for the Tri-Brigade engine, you could bait on that. If you just open it correctly, you can play for your plays. That wait, hit the add, you don't really care. You can just sink into a Hita to keep going. We also play one of the Rampart Ranger. This is essentially what searches at your Revolt. That's why you can play Revolt at 1, just because of this card. It does lock you, but by the time you sink Anopolis, so that's probably going to be your inboard anyways. And then for the last card, guys, it's $135. I know it's expensive, but you desperately got to play this card in this build. A lot of times I will try to tell y'all to give y'all some budget options, but I don't really think there's a budget option that replaces this. Playing with this deck as much as I can, IP only sort of comes up when you're just trying to do all these shenanigans through links, and without actually having a Populous engine, I don't think the IP is really that good in this list. So I do think you gotta play 1 SP Little Knight. It's just disrupt. I know it's $135, but it's disruption on your opponent's turn. It's a banish on summon throughout your combo. It's stick it with Anopolis or Revolt. You're in a really good spot to win the game. This is a card that wins a lot of games standalone. And then I do play the Heat. For the niche, because I do play some Cybers and then stolen stuff. I do play the Decode Talker Heat, so just to be able to draw. It's like IP. I think that this card is essentially better with the pure build, but I just didn't hear for when it does come up. And then for the last Link free I play Celine. Hita plus Hita sinks into this, and then most decks play a bunch of spells, so the Veiler is going to be your spellcaster target. You just go in to make the access code talker. So different link fours. I play 2 Omen. I know some people play 1 Omen or to play 3 Omen. I just think that's incorrect. Being able to have the Revolt Omen is essential. There does come times you can sink into an Omen, leave one banished, link it off into like SP Little Knight, and then you can add the Ponyx. That scenario does come up, so that's why we play it too. But I just like to have it to break boards, because if they don't deal with nothing and they can leave you a link arrow, or you leave yourself a link arrow, you can just pretty much, with all the utility that this deck plays, just sink in and make this, get a banish, and then climb. Then you get this, and then you climb in for OTKs. 1 access code talker. This is getting reprinted, so guys don't flip out about it being expensive. It is on a reprint window, so everybody will be able to afford it. You could probably cut a deal with like a friend or something, just knowing it's reprinted. You know, it's while we play the deck. Honestly, the Tri-Brigade engine makes this essentially a turn 2 to turn 3 OTK machine. This is Appaloosa Bowl of the Goddess. I bought the alternate art. I've still been waiting on it, so I'm sorry that I don't have the physical card for the deck profile, but I just want you to know that I have purchased it. I'm just waiting on it. And then the last card is World Sea Dragon Zelantis, as far as our links. This comes up because if they imperm your Appaloosa, which does kind of sort of feel bad, you can just be like, okay, just pop that thing on, and then during the main phase it lets you banish cards and put stuff face down. It can sort of come up, but it's just kind of like, doesn't let your Appaloosa be stuck, so I think that's pretty unique. And then the last card in the deck we play is a Greenix XYZ. Just the fact it's pretty much a dark hole on your opponent's turn. If you have to set up through the Ponyx engine with a couple of hand traps, I mean, be able to pop your opponent's stuff is you know, it's good. Also, if it does get destroyed, it does have like a pseudo, it could pop a spell or trap to give itself a buff, so that's pretty unique if you're just trying to deal with something. But if it gets destroyed by a card effect to that effect, it lets you tag materials out equal to what was down there, so you never like really lose a lot of advantage by going into it either. Alright guys, so this is my semi-budget Tri-Brigade Fire King deck profile. I think this is a good look from taking the structure decks. The Tri-Brigade, it's just not all that expensive from the last time I seen. I think the most expensive card in the deck, I think, is Fractals, sitting at a couple bucks a piece, but you know, it's better than a one-hit engine in my opinion. If they do, I will say this, if they do reprint the one-hit engine in Rarity Collection, it does give this deck a boost as this. The Rarity, so you would personally had to pick up the Princess and get the wanted package and one probably Snake Eyes, and this deck will be more explosive if you just want to play this with the package. But if you're just looking for a budget build, I think that this honestly the correct way to play it. I've been testing a lot with it, been having a lot of fun with it. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I have some more deck profiles coming for you guys, so y'all just stick around and I'll see you in the next one.
I've been debating and contemplating it. I guess that I really felt